Loneliness is one of the strangest pains in life because you can be surrounded by people, working, talking, even laughing, and still feel completely alone. And that kind of pain can mess with you. It can make you start wondering and asking questions. What's wrong with me? Why do I still feel this way? Why does this hurt so much? So, if that's been you lately, you are not broken. There's actually a reason loneliness hurts as deeply as it does. And in the next few minutes, I want to show you three things loneliness does to us and one simple practice that can help you start to break the cycle. If you watch the Feeling Alone video, we sat on an empty park bench, and honestly, that's what loneliness feels like sometimes. Like there should be someone beside you, and there just isn't. If you haven't watched that one, I'll link it below. The first thing to understand is this loneliness hurts because you were made for connection, not just small talk, not just being around people, real connection, being known, being seen, being close. That's why loneliness cuts so deep. It's not weakness, it's actually your heart reacting to something real and alive in you. But loneliness doesn't just hurt, it also talks. And usually the voice of loneliness sounds something like this: You really don't matter. No one notices. You're on your own. You've been forgotten. And if that voice sticks around long enough, it starts to sound like truth. And that's the danger because pretty soon you stop saying, I feel alone, and you start saying things like, I guess I really am unwanted. But those are not the same thing. Loneliness may describe what you're feeling, it does not get to define your value. A lack of connection is not proof of a lack of worth. You still have value. You still carry beauty. You still carry something needed in this world. And if you need a little help catching your breath spiritually, check out that 5-day spiritual reset. It's linked below, and I think it will really help you. The third thing loneliness does is a little more subtle. It starts to shrink your world. And here's what I mean. When you feel alone or rejected or disconnected, your confidence and your self-esteem, they kind of take a hit. So you pull back a little to protect yourself. And then you start replaying conversations, second guessing yourself, reading into things, expecting distance, maybe even bracing for disappointment. And when that happens, you pull back even more and you get quieter and you get a little more guarded, maybe a little more cynical, a little less open. And the more closed off we become, the harder it is for that connection to happen, which only makes you feel more alone. And that is the loneliness loop. Loneliness hurts, so you protect yourself. But that protection can quietly deepen the isolation and make the problem worse. So, how do you break the loneliness loop? Just because understanding loneliness doesn't automatically heal it, but there is a practice that can interrupt the cycle. And it's simple and it's small. And honestly, it may sound a little too simple, but this is often how healing begins, isn't it? Simple and small. I call it the open hand reach. Here's what it means: you reach out to one person, not 10, just one. And you do it with an open hand, meaning you're offering warmth. You're not demanding a certain response or looking for a certain response. You're simply making contact, not trying to force closeness. And it might look like you send a simple text: Hey, just thinking about you today. Hope you're doing okay. Or you share a memory. This made me think of you and it made me smile. Oh, you DM somebody and you say something like, Hey, I saw your profile. How's your week been? Or you're on your phone and you share a photo. Saw this and I thought you'd like it. Even a handwritten card. And yeah, that still matters, maybe even more than ever. The point is not to force instant friendships or share too much or need a certain response. The key is to move outward in a small, honest way. Because loneliness tells you to shut down, to disappear, to wait, to assume the worst. But the open hand reach gently pushes against that and it breaks the loop. Not because one message fixes everything, but because outward movement reminds your heart that I'm still capable of connection. I'm still capable of giving warmth. I am not completely trapped in the loop. And that matters a lot. One of the quiet things Jesus shows us here is that you were never meant to carry life alone. And when you feel alone, you're not forgotten. God understands. He cares for you. He hears you. He knows the ache you're carrying. And sometimes the first step out of loneliness is simply telling God about the pain, not trying to fix everything, not forcing yourself to feel better, just being honest with yourself and with God. And just tell him, here's why I am. Here's what hurts. Here's what I need. That matters because you are loved. God loves you, and nothing can stop that. If loneliness has been heavy for you lately, try the open hand reach. Just one person, one small moment of warmth, one step outward. And if you want to, tell me in the comments what that looked like for you. How did you do it? I hope this was really helpful. And I want you to know this: God loves you, and so do I. And we'll see you in the next video.